Okay, so it's the second shot at my praise report. I spent the entire thing complaining, so the last time I was trying to record, so I guess that did not work out. And it lasted like a half an hour. So funny how it takes 8 minutes to for me to thank God for what I have, but it takes a good 30 minutes to complain about everything. And I wasn't exactly complaining. If I let you watch the video, which I will not, um, I was spinning everything to turn into thank God that nothing worked out, So, um, today I today I went through my stats information in order to really start to dissect it and look at it and get an analysis of the course as a whole to see how the course was flowing so that I can really have a memory or have a long-term memory of the things that I learned, because when it's really disjuncted, I cannot really grasp the concepts and remember things. So, or it just makes it harder. So, and they're hard enough as it is. So, um, I did that today, which took up the entire my day from like 10 to 5, because I think I get to a point where I probably need a break, but I don't take a break, and I begin to get confused, and I was trying to match my problem sets with my lectures, and Doug had mixed up some of the lectures titles, so that lecture 5 was actually lecture 3 and all different things like that. So it got pretty frustrating to say the least, but I finished the majority of that, and I'm just going to go into start studying all the concepts that I need to restudy. As well, I also went into analyzing my 5 running task journals that I had to look at what I needed to do this time. Yes, I had 5 different ones. Ones were lessons plans. One was just the everyday, daily daily task. What one was a journal for and a calendar for everything that was coming up in that particular course. One was a playwright one that looked at every situation, everything I had to deal with as if it was a play, and I would critique it and critique how everything is doing so I could deal with it from a artsy perspective as well. Something on my screen there. Yeah, and then I had a big one on my wall, and I had, yeah, so I just saw where I faltered or where I maybe didn't follow a plan, or maybe I didn't have a plan for certain things that didn't happen. Maybe that was the issues. So I could see that. And there's lots of different tidbits that I saw that were going to be useful in my new journaling, which task journaling, which I will do now in all one journal, and it'll just have to be done all together, and I could see which one I used the most and which one was the most useful. Yeah, and in another vlog I put the reason for these vlogs was because I was at that time just curious about how things were going to turn out, because the pace of school and work and everything was making me dizzy, and things were starting to not go the way that I wanted them to. But I know that God has a plan for it, and at the end of the day, I will be thanking Him for everything that I feel went wrong, that I know it was actually just going right, and He was working everything to work out for good for those that love the Lord. So I wanted to just be able to tag what is happening in my life right now, because I'm not quite understanding it, but it's good for me to count on God right now and just go from there. Yeah, so what I thank God for. I thank God for food. I thank God for, actually, I think I'm using it as a de-stressor thing. But thank God I'm actually eating, because sometimes when I'm really stressed, I can't eat, and I'm happy that I can eat right now. Or maybe I could be sick and I wouldn't be able to eat, you know. Thank God for polished nails. I like this color. Thank God for internet and for my apartment. Okay, so that's 4. Thank God that I got through my stat stuff. Thank God that I got through my task journals. Thank God that Divine is okay after having an asthma attack last night. The first one that I've ever witnessed. Thank God that I'm still breathing. Thank God that I can trust in Him. Even though things are going, even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of darkness, I can fear no evil, because my rod and my staff, they comfort me. And they'll prepare us a table before me in the presence of my enemies. So, thou anointest my head with oil, and my cup runneth over. So, and I thank God that I am who I am. And that's 10. And I should use my fingers every time, because I don't know if I'm going over all those times. So that was 8 minutes. Yes, again, see, 8 minutes to thank God and 30 minutes to complain. Pray for me. Okay. So that's just it. And yeah, pray for me. I've been feeling very emotional, and I thank God that I can have emotions, and that I could feel emotions, and that I can feel sad, because it really lets you know that you're alive when you feel like everything hurts you. So you definitely have the sensation of being very alive. So I just pray for everybody who's feeling depression, feeling sad, especially around this time. It could be really depressing time for people when bills come in, and it's just really hard to deal with stuff, especially students who are absolutely low on money. So, peace to everybody. E.T. Phone home.